So when you're trying to lose weight over 50, you have to think about the health implications as well. You can't just think about weight loss on its own as a separate entity. You've got to think about everything else that's going on within your body. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things that are going to help you to go into calorie deficit, which you have to do, and you know that already because you look at any successful diet out there, Atkins diet, Mediterranean diet, fasting, all of them have got one thing in common, and that is calorie deficit. So we need to understand how to get into calorie deficit and stay there for a good period of time. And if you're looking to lose anywhere between 20 and 50 pounds in weight, you can expect to be in calorie deficit for between 12 and 24 weeks. So these 5 steps are going to help you to achieve that. So let's dive into them. So the first step is your starting calories. Now, typically a lot of people will go for 1200 calories. I think that's a flawed starting point. Here's why I think it's flawed. Because if you hit a plateau, which you probably will if you're looking to lose 20 to 50 pounds over 12 to 24 weeks, you're going to hit a plateau at some point. So if you hit a plateau on 1200 calories, where do you go? Do you drop it down to 1100, 1000, below 1000, or do you increase the exercise from 10,000 steps to 20,000 steps, 30,000 steps? These things are just not sustainable long term. So a better starting point, in my opinion, what I recommend to my clients is take your goal weight. So let's say, for example, it's 10 stone, which is 140 pounds. Multiply 140 pounds by 12. That'll give you 1,680 calories as your starting point. So figure out what your goal weight is in pounds, multiply it by 12, use that as your starting weight, run with that for 7 days. If you find that after 7 days you're losing weight, you can probably stick with that for a good 6 to 12 weeks. That's step number 1. Step number 2, include proteins, fats and carbs every time you sit down to eat a meal, whether that's eating 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day, 3 meals a day, or even 5 meals a day. Have proteins, fats and carbs on your plate. Why? Because that will give you the longest period of time in terms of satiation. If you're just eating carbohydrates, that will last for so long. If it's just protein, that will last for just so long. But when you combine all 3 together, that will give you the longest period of time for feeling satiated. Step number 3, consume 1 gram of protein per pound of your target body weight. So if you want to be 10 stone, that's 140 pounds. You should be consuming 140 grams of protein per day, or near to that as you can possibly get. And that can be spread out over the course of your 3 meals, and you can get your protein sources from meat, fish, whatever source you want to get it from. If you're vegetarian, go for vegetarian sources. But the goal is to hit 1 gram of protein per pound of your target body weight. Step number 4 is to track your food. Now, if you can't track it, you can't measure it. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. I recommend to my clients to use MyFitnessPal. It's a simple app you can put on your phone. Once you've got it set up, and it can take a little bit of time to set up, but once it's set up, you can quite literally input your breakfast, your lunch, your evening meal in under 30 seconds. So tracking your food is going to be critical to helping you to lose the weight. Once you've got yourself established, let's say 6-12 weeks into the program, and you know what you're doing, then you can start to be a little bit more relaxed about it. But to begin with, until you get real traction, real weight loss, tracking is important. Okay, before I share step number 5 with you, just to let you know, there's a free online weight loss assessment you can do. It's called the Boost Weight Loss Assessment. There's a link below this video. Click on it, answer a few simple questions, takes a few minutes, and you'll get a full-blown personalized report and an action plan to help you kickstart your weight loss. Okay, let's talk about step number 5. Step number 5 is critically important to understand, and that is your recovery plan. Because realistically, if you're looking to lose 20 to 30, 50 pounds, chances are you're going to fall off the wagon at some point. We're looking at 12 to 24 weeks here, so no one's going to be perfect over that period of time, or very few people are going to be spot on. So what do you do when you fall off the wagon? Well, the simple thing to do is just go back to what was getting the success before. So if you followed that formula that I gave you earlier, your target weight is 10 stone. If you're not quite there yet, and you'd calculated 10 stone, 140 pounds times by 12 is 1,680 calories. If that was getting your weight loss, and then suddenly you find you're now eating over 2,000 calories, go back to that original formula and get yourself back on track. Now, you may be wondering, okay, Eric, so far you've spoke to me, if you've been watching this series of videos, you spoke about mindset, you spoke about diet. What about the exercises to help me get into better shape, to boost my metabolism, protect my joints, improve my posture? What should I be doing? Well, my next video, if it's not on screen right now, if it is, click on it, but if it's not on screen, make sure you subscribe so that you can be notified when I release that video where I talk about the sort of exercises you should be doing as a 50-year-old to tone your body up. Until then, take care and bye for now.